These are my top 3 biggest tips and the best ways to revise for A-level psychology. The first thing is something that you can see behind me here, which is nailing your content. And the way that I would do this is make sure your content is on flashcards. You're then going to want to review the flashcards by either speaking these out loud, blurting them, writing them down, typing them out, just so you have reviewed the whole topic. For example, if you're sitting down to revise attachment, review the entire course of attachment through flashcards, through saying them all, every single flashcard. Then you can have a break, do another subject, an actual break, do something else, come back, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, and you're going to blurt the entire topic. This might sound like too much for people, but this is what works for me. It makes sure that I review everything. It compartmentalizes all of the information for attachment into one space for me, and it also makes it clear what goes where, because it's very easy in certain topics of psychology to get confused when they ask you an essay on one thing and get your evaluations mixed up or get your content mixed up, because when you're doing your flashcards it's all together or it's in short form. To write it out in big forms, you're also practicing it in the 16 mark essay structure. You'll be doing AO1 and AO3. That's what you can see behind me. That's the attachment topic, and I've done it by topic with AO1 and AO3 as if it was a 16 marker. I've used the contents page of the textbook for attachment as subtitles when I am blurting it, and so I'll know, okay, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top usually, because I find the bottom topics a little bit more fuzzy than the beginning ones and a little bit more difficult. So I do them first and work my way up, just using these to remember and make sure I cover everything, but not actually using the pages of the textbook, because that's when I would have been doing my flashcards before. My second biggest tip and way to revise is research methods. You cannot abandon it. I abandoned it for a long time, but doing consistent practice questions for research methods and nailing your certain types of statistical tests if you're in year 13, or even if it's just understanding the different types of observations if you're in year 12. Watch a YouTube video on it if you don't understand, and just go over and answer questions again and again, because they ask very similar questions. It's a bit like GCSE science, where they ask like very similar questions every year for research methods, and themes tend to pop up. So definitely do the questions and nail your skill of research methods, because even though it's a whole topic in itself in paper 2, it runs throughout the whole course, and you can literally pass A-level psychology by just answering all the research methods questions throughout the 3 papers. So just take that as a sign of how much of your grade it relies on, how much of your grade relies on research methods. So now you've got your content and now you've got your research methods. The final thing is make sure you know how to answer the questions well. So especially for AO2, you can lose so many marks by not referring back to the STEM enough. So if it's a question that has a situation and then it asks you to apply to the situation, the mark scheme needs you to talk about the situation. And it's so easy, especially if it's like question 3 A, B, C, D, E, for example, and you're on D, forgetting to link it back, you like won't get the full marks, even if you've given an amazing explanation towards like social conformity. If it's not linked to the boy in the question, the girl in the question, you are going to lose marks. So just nailing that, making sure you've got that, asking your teacher to mark your questions again and again, or reading exemplar ones and just seeing how they link it, and just making sure that that is just not something you forget about. Hope this is helpful. I know you guys ask for psychology videos all of the time, so yeah.